Hi guys, it's Dave in real life and welcome to today's daily video. And today we are going to have a bit of a look at and a theory that was suggested to me by a member of our community, Cynthia. Shout out to you. Yeah, she DM'd me a bit ago of a possible theory, and I'd like to share this with you. I have talked about this before in live streams, but feel like needed to deep dive a little bit better in a video. So that's what we're going to have a look today, and that who is the real head of the table with the bloodline. And of course, we all know the rise of Roman Reigns during the pandemic. He joined literally, I think, about 2 years, maybe 3 years ago today, as he came and wrecked everyone and left, leaving poor old Braun Strowman and The Fiend in his wake after his layoff. Obviously, his layoff was due to COVID, but he hasn't looked back pretty much since. Only a week later, he winning the Universal title, and we all know what happens there. Obviously, we're like 2.5 years in to that phenomenal reign, which doesn't look to end anytime soon. So we're going to have a look at who is he, the main figurehead, the main head of the table of the bloodline. And this is the theory. What if he's not? What if it was Paul Heyman pulling the strings all along? I mean, it's not out of the question. Paul Heyman is one of the best managers of all time in WWE history, maybe throughout wrestling, to be fair, and has a bloody plethora of talent what he has had under his wings. Maybe he is the one what's controlling Roman. Roman was a face before he left WWE. Maybe Heyman had been having words like, I know what can make you successful, I know what's going to make you get on top of a tree. And if that is the case, then Paul Heyman ultimately has the power in this situation and has been manipulating the Usos and Sikoa since day one. You got to kind of think that Roman does refer to Paul Heyman as the wise man. So certainly somebody what has been feeding him information since his return. And obviously his rise as champion. Obviously we've clearly seen from pay-per-view that Roman has constantly needed either member of the bloodline, whether it be Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, or even Solo Sikoa on the odd occasion. It's been very interesting. There's not that many times that Roman has not needed these guys. I mean, we saw SummerSlam last year. It did take the Usos to defeat a Brock Lesnar and his tractor. But it still happened. He still won. He still walked out of last year's SummerSlam as champion. And I think he does it again, even though now obviously we have had the decline of the bloodline, which I think is maybe even Paul Heyman's doing. I don't know how influential Paul Heyman was with Sami Zayn when he joined and became Sami Uso. If I feel that if that was the case and that Sami was invited through Paul Heyman, that was to split up the bloodline, and that Paul Heyman was looking to do that anyway by having Jimmy and Jey go against each other or turn against Roman. I feel like there's another plan here, another twist in the tail. I don't think Roman is the project, and I'm going to get to this in a minute, because I feel like the real project, the real tribal chief is not Roman, and that we're setting up for someone else for the future, in the future. And I'm not talking about Jey or Jimmy either. I'm talking about Solo Sikoa. I feel like Paul Heyman has got to him early and is the real Heyman guy. I feel like Paul Heyman now sees Roman as a successful story, but I think he's taken him to where he can't take him any further. The reign is going to continue. We've heard rumours, obviously, this reign will continue until WrestleMania 40, where it's likely that it could be Cody Rhodes what takes the title off him. But what's next for Heyman if that did happen? Heyman's now setting his seeds with Solo Sikoa. We're seeing Heyman pretty much attached to Solo all the time, even to a point where the last couple of pay-per-views and shows we've seen Solo Sikoa give a mucky look to Roman, like, you know, you're not doing it right, I could do it better. So we are going to see a moment where Sikoa turns on Roman, and I don't necessarily join the Usos, but I don't know, I just feel that we are going to be building to that at some point where Solo's just had enough of his older brother's getting a massive beat down from Roman, and decides to take law into his own hands. But I digress on that. I mean, this is all future stuff. Obviously, they're going to play out the Bloodline storyline for as long as possible, which I'm totally down for. But there was a rumour not so long back that WWE was looking at turning Roman backface. And if that is the case, then Paul Heyman, being the linchpin, the puppet master, so to speak, is a perfect way of doing it. Because Paul Heyman, in a simple promo, turn around and go, well, I've had you all along. You're not the tribal chief. You never was. I made you great. All your success was down to me and putting the Bloodline together as a unit. It was me. It was my brain wave, my plan. You are clueless, Roman. You didn't see what was happening in front of you. You became clouded. You got cocky. All of that stuff. And that's how he uses Sikoa against him. I just really think that this is plausible, and that Roman can pretty much go back to being a face anytime, and they could pull the plug on this storyline. Let me know what you think. I mean, Cynthia did come up with something quite juicy here, I feel, and quite possible that Paul Heyman is the linchpin of true head of the table, so to speak. So it's just fascinating. I love the story. Obviously, we had Sammy saying that the Bloodline's not the be-all and end-all in a backstage segment, trying to say that to Jimmy. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. What will be interesting as well to see what you guys think of all of this. Do you think that Paul Heyman is pulling the strings and being the puppeteer? And that Roman's just a pawn in his game of total dominance? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't really see Paul Heyman do this with Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock Lesnar's just a complete and not a different beast, isn't he? He's the beast incarnate. What can you tell Brock Lesnar to do? But yeah, we could have seen this back in the day in WCW when Paul Heyman was Paulie Dangerously, and he had his Dangerous Alliance. I mean, he had Stone Cold before he was Stone Cold, when it was a bit more stunning. We had a ravishing Rick Rude, Bobby Heaton, Barry Zabisco, I can't say his name, sorry, and many, many more. Even had a very young Mark Calloway, who would later go on to be The Undertaker. CM Punk was also a Heyman guy. I mean, the list goes on. Now that Roman's an Heyman guy, we can certainly see that Sikoa is pretty much moulded as an Heyman guy right now. So yeah, it's just the evolution of Paul Heyman, really. Is it his story? Is he the head of the table? We could go on for ages talking about this, I guess. But this is where I want you to step in, guys. I want you to use the comment section below and give me your thoughts on who is the real head of the table. Is it Roman what's pulling the reins? Or is it Paul Heyman, which is controlling the show and is the true head of the table? Let me know in the comment section below, of course. Please like, comment and subscribe, and make sure that you're joining me for the SummerSlam 2023 watch along tonight, starting at midnight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're here because it is going to be the hottest, and I mean hottest show of the year. I'm really looking forward to it. And we'll see what happens between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns in that tribal combat match. Please get excited for that. Like, comment and subscribe. Do all that good stuff for me. And I'll see you for SummerSlam. I've been Dave in real life. You guys have been awesome. Bye for now.